What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where you subscribe for daily updates every day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We're going to take a look at the charts and see if we're going to be heading down more, and we're going to take a look at some areas to watch. So definitely stick around for the whole video so you don't miss out on anything. And don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence before investing or trading in any markets. I want to remind you guys, we are doing a Ledger Nano S giveaway on Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Hit that thumbs up button and leave your comments down below. I'll be picking a random comment from a random video throughout the week. Also, I'll announce here in a little bit how to get a $100 account for free on Prime and how you can win that. So let's get into it. We're going to look at the Fear and Greed Index. We are at 39. We dropped 9 points since yesterday. So we are back in the fear zone. And let's take a look at the macro. Nothing but lower highs in the macro, and we've been talking about this dotted white trend or dotted yellow trend line, which lies about around $11,000. So a monthly close above that, then we can get bullish. But other than that, I'm bearish. We've been talking about it for a long time. As you can see, the thick white trend line here, we have higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence. So we've talked about this, these high targets here, which I've been talking about as a possibility, telling you I didn't think it was going to happen. I still don't. But we could look at the falling broadening wedge with a target of 16,000. We could look at the symmetrical triangle with a target of 27. But again, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we at least come down to these levels here around the $9,000 range and retest this before continuing up. That would be the bullish case scenario, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to get up in there, though. And if you look at the weekly, that same trend line off of these wicks here, we are getting rejected at it. And we had talked about that quite a bit. That's what was keeping me bearish. And you can see what's happening now, obviously. As you can see, price action going up, volume going down, just like it was over here. And you see what happened when we got our first red day. I mean, it just went all bad. So let's take a look at the RSI, and take a look at the RSI. As you guys know, we've been watching this for some time. There's always the possibility to come up and retest this top trend line, since we did not tag it in any of these yet. Although it's looking less and less likely. Like I said, when I get really bullish will be when we come down to retest this line. If that happens, which I do believe it's gonna, we'll see. Let's take a look at, this is the $1,000 account that we had started. We are up 500, and actually we're up about $600 right now. And I did put a trade in yesterday at 10,500. This is Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave a Prime XBT tutorial up top. You can use my promo code Savy50. That'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus every time you make a deposit up to 1 Bitcoin. Savy25 will get you 25% off of all your trading fees. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. As of right now, I am in a short from 10,503. I have another short waiting at 10,627, which would be around the 55 EMA up here. So one more thing, I want to tell you how to win a free $100 Prime XBT account, where I'll give you a code that'll put $100 in your account for trading. And it is a tradable 100. You can keep all your profits. All you have to do is smash the like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment down below. I will be picking that on Sunday along with the Ledger Nano S winner. All right, let's take a look at the DXY. This is by far a great indicator of what's going on. I had talked about this last week, and set a break of this trend line here. Let me zoom in. Break of this trend line here would be when we would start to drop for Bitcoin, and that's exactly what happened. As of right now, we are still playing with this trend line. A 4-hour open and close below this would be bearish. As you can see, we're coming back up towards it again, and we have a measured move of 95.86 for the DXY, which is the dollar index. I do believe we're going to get this push up, and we're going to see Bitcoin go down with it. Is that going to all happen in a day? Probably not, but it definitely looks like it's going to happen, guys. So let's look at Bitcoin on the daily. First, we'll look at the RSI. We had talked about falling out of this wedge. You guys know what happens after that. We most likely are continuing down. I'm going to show you another chart, too, that I posted on Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, check it out. It's at CryptoSavy1. Whoops. Let's get back over here. So we've been looking at this as a rising broadening wedge with a measured move that could get us all the way down to 38.23. And remember, there is a CME futures gap at 35.70. And again, that does not have to fill, but be aware it's down there. If you're not making yourself aware of that, then you definitely shouldn't be trading. So anyways, let's look at where we're at. We did fall out of this over here. Now we have this pink trend line here, which right now on the daily is about 9,900. A break below that, and we're most likely coming down to this trend line here around the 7,600 area. It's actually will go further and further the longer this takes. Obviously, it's a slanted trend line. But that's what I'm looking at there. Let's take a look at one more way to look at this, and then I'll show you the chart I posted yesterday on Twitter. But as you can see over here, we had this rising broadening wedge. And I'm going to show you something else that I haven't been showing. I just was looking at it this morning. But anyway, let's look at the dotted or the dashed trend lines here as a rising broadening wedge. A break of that 9,900 is going to get us down to around the 6,500 range. Now, mind you, that is if we break up here, and that doesn't mean we drop straight down. Although we could, it may take a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even longer. But that would be my target there if we do break this 9,900. And that is just a measured move of the break of this rising broadening wedge. Now, let's take a look at some other areas here. Like I said, we've been getting rejected on this trend line. Not looking good for Bitcoin, guys. If we do Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high up here, our first retracement level was 10,464, which is the 0.236. And as of right now, that is giving us rejection. If we zoom in there, you can see it. We are getting rejected there. I believe a break of this 99, our next stop is going to be 92. And that is where I have my take profits on my short trades as of right now. And by the way, this short trade here, this is just a sample account. I mean, it's real profits. This would be like the $100 I'm giving you. I put 1,000 in this one, and I get to keep the profits. This is not my real account. This is just showing you the same trades I'm doing on my real account. But anyways, let's go back over to this. So 9,200, a break of that 9,200, and then we have the 0.5 fib at 8,200 in that vicinity. And then we have the golden pocket zone between 68.50 and 71.20. A break of that will get us down to our $6,500 target. A break of that, and the next line of support would be the 0.786 fib at 56.81. And then, of course, our CME gap all the way down here if that does not hold. And that would be a great stop hunt for anyone that longed here, would have their stops just below, and it would come down, grab their stops, and continue up. Now, let's take a look at, this is the chart I posted yesterday. As you can see, this was our last drop. You guys know we had some bad news right in here. I'm expecting some more bad news, and I know people are saying you can't expect this to do the same thing as over here because we had bad news. Well, that's how charts work. A lot of times you can see things before they happen. I'm not saying it has to happen, but I'm saying it's looking pretty obvious that it's gonna. So anyways, let's look at what happened here in the RSI. As you can see, it came down almost down to what people consider the oversold, and this is why I don't consider it that. The RSI reset here and then shot straight back down. Just like over here, we reset here and now continuing down. If you can see, I've drawn this in the RSI just to show you. This is where the last dump was in March, and this is where we are now. And I don't know if you can see this red or not. Let me make it white. But this is what I'm expecting here. So just be aware that this could go down pretty far. Now let me show you one more thing that I was checking out. So if we put a trend line across these wicks over here, and we look at that wedge that I was just talking about right here. And if you guys remember, when this happened, I was the only one calling for it to go down. People were calling me crazy, and then we got the bad news and it went down. And that was my target, right around 5,300. And you can see what happened. We went below it. Now, let's take these trend lines and put them over here just to get an idea. So if we look at it like this, we put another trend line right across here. Let me get this out of here to make it a little less confusing. And then we take this measured move. We bring it right here. This could be scary, guys, but if you're trading, you need to take everything into consideration. Where does that get us? All the way down to about the $2,500 range. And that would be making the same formation we made over here. So be aware of that. Be careful. This is not the time to be bullish on Bitcoin, in my opinion, but you make up your own mind. I'm just kind of showing you what I'm seeing here. If you guys want to help support the channel, this is my wife's webpage, inkerimage.com. There is a link down below in the description, along with other affiliate links down there you can check out. Some of them have, you know, discounts and whatnot, and they all help the channel out. Just like using my Prime link helps my channel out also, as I get a small commission off of fees. But it's quality stuff, guys, not junk. Check it out. She makes a lot of cool stuff in here. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff. It doesn't have to be just what you see. Just hit her up in the contact if you have any questions. And let's take a look at the 4 hour. So looking at the 4 hour, we were looking at this as a rising wedge, and our measured move off that gets us to about 6,000 from the break right here. And that's just taking the widest point of the wedge, going to where we broke down over here. And that's where it gets us. And of course, same Fibonacci retracement levels here to watch for. Let's take a look at the hourly. So if we look at the hourly chart here, we'll take a look at these targets. Obviously, we did hit our target of 10,200. If you guys watched the video yesterday, it worked out pretty well. That would be just a measured move of the break of this rising channel, right? Now, a few other ways we can look at this. One being looking at this as a bear flag, although I think it's a little too long to consider a bear flag right now, but that would get us down to about the $9,000 level. And let's take another look at one more thing. Actually, two more things. If we looked at this, right here is the rising channel, and we take a measured move of that channel where we broke, that gets us down to that 97. And of course, we know there's a CME futures gap down there. Let's take a look at this right here. Looking at this as a flagpole and a bear flag that we're forming now. We bring this down to here. That gets us also to that 9,700. So it does look like we're most likely going to come fill this gap, in my opinion. It's not to say we can't go up and retest these EMAs up here. Worst case, 10,650, and then we have 200 EMA on the hourly at 10,745. And if we came up all the way up here and retested the bottom of this channel, it would be around 10,900. So I don't see us coming back up and testing this 11.1 before continuing down. And that's just my opinion. We'll see what happens. All right, looking at Litecoin. As you guys know, we have a measured move of this rising channel where we fell out here at about 38.62. All our other targets have been hitting. And let's take a look at them. We had this target here from falling out of this rising wedge at 43.73. And as of right now, it is acting as resistance. We have the 8 EMA right here at 44.14. 13 EMAs around 45. 21 EMAs around 45.75. And then our 55 EMAs around 47.28. Let's take a look at our next measured move here. And that would be looking at this whole thing as a flag pull, this being a bear flag, and measuring from where we broke out gets us around the $32 range. We also have a target down here at that 38.62. Like I said, that's from falling out of this rising channel. It does look like our target down here may become resistance and then continue on down, but we could trade sideways here for a while, guys, and let the RSI reset. So the RSI can come up here while we move sideways and then continue down. Ethereum, same thing. We did hit our target yesterday of 33.97. Actually went a little below it, but you guys get the gist. Let's take a look at what else we got here. So if we looked at this as a bear flag that we broke down from here, that gets us around the 246, 250, somewhere in that area. And then, of course, is that what that was? Yeah. And then, of course, we have this target here from the break of this rising broadening wedge down to around $200. That is a definite possibility. Keep that in mind, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that thumbs up button, and leave your comment down below for your chance to win the Ledger Nano S or the $100 bonus that we'll put on Prime. I will give you a promo for that if you win. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take it easy. Have a great day. I'm out.